write the quotient of 3 minus 2i and 4 plus I in standard form. The meaning of standard form here is we want to express this quotient in the form a plus bi. So write the problem, which is 3 minus 2i divided by 4 plus I. Usual way to proceed here is we take this quotient, 3 minus 2i, divided by 4 plus I, and we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the complex conjugate of the denominator. So in this case, we're going to multiply that fraction by complex conjugate of 4 plus I is 4 minus I, and of course if we're multiplying this by 1 to not change its value, it's got to be 4 minus I divided by 4 minus I. Now at this point, what we have is a numerator that is 3 minus 2i multiplied by 4 minus I, and a denominator which is 4 plus I times 4 minus I. The reason we multiply the denominator by the complex conjugate of the denominator here is this will always be a real number, and that is to help put it into standard form. So we have to do FOIL on both the numerator and the denominator. So let's do the denominator first. Remember, first is going to be 4 times 4, then the outside terms is 4 times negative I, the inside terms is positive 4 times I, and finally the last term will be I times negative I. So what does that turn out to be? 4 times 4, 16. 4 times negative I is minus 4i. 4 times I is plus 4i. I times negative I is negative I squared, but I squared is negative 1, so this turns out to be a plus 1. Up top, same deal. We've got first will be 3 times 4, outside will be 3 times negative y, inside will be 4 times negative 2i, and the last will be negative 2i times negative I. So to start out, 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times negative I is negative 3i. 4 times negative 2i is negative 8i. And negative 2i times negative I is positive 2i squared, but 2i squared is negative 2 because I squared is negative 1. Let's combine all these together. The denominator, you can see the thing that we expected would happen. The imaginary part would drop out, and we're left with 16 plus 1, which is 17. Now for the numerator, 12 minus 2 is 10, and negative 3i minus 8i is negative 11i. So we get 10 minus 11i divided by 17. We're almost to standard form. We want this to be a plus b times I, and to write it in that fashion, it will be 10/17, that is the a part, plus b, and b is negative 11/17 times I. So there is this quotient written in standard form.